Hey everybody, I'm Odin, and today we're going to be checking out a new faction, new to me anyway, in Conquest of Elysium 5. Well, it's kind of new. I've been playing a little bit so I could learn the mechanics, but this is a really cool class that we're going to be looking at, and that's going to be the High Cultist. So we're going to go to start a new game. We're going to go with large, make this random, choose our battle reports. We'll probably just keep it with 5 AI, and I'll make them Butler because I'm terrible. So this is should be ridiculously easy, and I'll probably still lose, but that's okay. So the High Cultist right here. Let's look at the info real quick. So basically, the High Cultist is the leader of an entire town of worshippers dedicated to the Great Old Ones. So there's some Lovecraftian stuff going on here. However, regular human sacrifices to weed out the unworthy have left the town with only a small but highly dedicated population. There's a special seawater well in the town where women are encouraged to submerge themselves in the hope of being impregnated by a great old one. This never happens, but many women find themselves taken by a deep one instead, and the offspring of such a union will be a hideous fish-like humanoid instead of the noble star child everyone hopes for. So, what they're talking about here is, whenever you take towns, well, not specifically towns, but certain holdings, you'll passively gain these hybrid fish people, which is pretty sweet. So you play as the High Cultist, and you need sacrifices. That's the resource you're looking for. And what you use these sacrifices for are to summon deep ones and other horrors. But the thing is, the rituals are always risky. So they don't always go the way you want. Sometimes when you summon something, you cannot control it and you have to fight it instead. So that's a really interesting mechanic. And that all depends on where the stars are in the sky, like if the stars are right or wrong. So you'll have to be checking the stars often. And even sometimes, I guess, even when the stars are right, things can still have, I think, a small chance of going wrong. And so the High Cultist is ultimately human by nature and unable to grasp that which is required to perform the most difficult rituals. So to gain access to such magic, the High Cultist must summon an old one to continue into the realms where he himself cannot go. So you will eventually have to summon an old one, and that will be your new leader, and they can go to the Void and other places. So down here under abilities, you gain hybrids from all coastal settlements. So that's what it is specifically, coastal settlements. And you get sacrifices from all hamlets, villages, and larger settlements that you take. You use those to perform rituals. And then the cultists are easy to replace because you get new ones offered for recruitment quite often. So this is a really cool class. So we're going to choose that High Cultist. Everything's on Butler. We'll have unique random players. And then we will name ourselves. And it will create the world for us. So one of the things that's really interesting is you can summon deep ones whenever you're near water. But if you go out to the deep sea, which is right here, this darker colored water, you can perform rituals to summon even more powerful deep ones, which is cool. Okay, so let's see what we got here. So there's a village, a coal mine, we have a farm, and then there's a coastal hamlet. So you can see the little red icon down there. That's one sacrifice that we'll get from there. We'll get 2 sacrifices from there. We're currently getting 1 sacrifice per month. And here's our 2 cultists. So let's take a look here. So this is me, Odin the High Cultist. Let's look at what we've got here. So we can memorize currently 3 spells. That's what the asterisk is denoting here. So Starlight is very helpful because it paralyzes. And it doesn't matter if they have armor. So that is great, but it does not affect lifeless beings, so you got to keep that in mind. Star Showers is another paralysis spell, which is just wonderful. Strange Hymn is also paralysis, so I mean you can get different spells at the beginning, but it looks like we're really heavy on paralysis. This is a stun. I suppose that could be interesting, but I don't see how that's better than paralysis, and we got higher range on the other spells. So that should be fine. We'll look at this cultist now. This is a cultist of the deep, level 1 void magic. So there's Starlight again, so paralysis, words of the void, stun. Alright, okay. And so, let's take a look at our starting troops. It's just going to be your basic human troops. Luckily, we've got some crossbows here. That's always good. And some spearmen, which of course are your just standard kind of trash unit. But that's fine. And so what we'll probably do in the beginning is move together just to maximize our magic in battle. Let's take a look here. So we've got spearman, archer, and a captain. That should not be too much of a problem. These levies will not be a problem at all. We might, let's see, what do we got here? Just a spearman and an archer. So again, I'm not too worried about this. Our forces are not very impressive right now, obviously, but we'll take some with us. We'll just grab 3 crossbows and maybe 5 spearmen, and we should be fine, as I mentioned. But we might just kind of go around the coal mine for now and just take out the easier targets. In fact, I think I want to start here to get those 2 sacrifices. So we'll move this way. Oh, of course, there's mountains there to slow us down. You know what? We can probably handle this. It'll be really funny if I just get wiped right here. So we'll just go ahead and clear this. So we'll end our turn. And let's see how this goes. We'll keep it slow just because it's a small battle. Alright, so our crossbows took care of that dude. Okay, we just cast Starlight and Star Shower, so this dude is paralyzed and he's dead. So that's no problem. Alright, very good. Alright, and so we'll move up here, take this town. What do we have here? There's an iron mine, which is pretty sweet. It has a dwarf commander, some regular dwarfs here, but they also have an arbalist. That could be an issue. He's got a range of 7. But he only fires that arbalist, I guess, once every 3 rounds. We may not want to take that just yet, but that's really not too big of a deal. Alright, so one of our AI enemies has already been eliminated by some independents. Right, let's speed this up just a little here. Crossbows taking care of that, Star Showers and Starlight, and once again, no problem. Alright, good. So, let's see. What season is it? It is early autumn and we're already in the snow, so we must be really far north. Not incredibly far north, because then it would be snow-covered all the time, but that's going to slow our movement down, of course. But we'll just move back in this direction now. End our turn. Alright, so we're starting to build up the sacrifices, but we're going to need a lot more than that if we want to use our powers. We could cast Astrology right now, which would tell us whether or not the stars are right. But we don't have sacrifices to summon anything, so that's not really necessary right now. So we're going to move here, here, and then we'll clear this out. Now what is this? We have a graveyard with 6 giant rats. They don't have armor, but yeah, the foul bite doesn't look too bad, but it has disease. And if you get diseased, you're basically going to die. So we're probably going to wait on that, but there is another coastal hamlet here. So that will be good, so let's go ahead and end the turn. Speed this up a bit. Alright, no problem. Alright, so looking at our gold, we still don't have enough to recruit anyone yet. We're going to need at least 50 gold. I mean, we could get a ship, which we will need eventually to go out to the deep sea, but we don't have the iron yet. So we'll go and take this coastal hamlet, get some more sacrifices. And I don't think these rats will move. I'm pretty sure they're just going to guard that graveyard, so I'm not concerned about leaving people here. But again, we can eventually get hybrids here, and we'll see them pop up as they spawn. Alright, so now it is the actual winter. Yeah, so movement now is going to be very slow, but that's okay. We'll just move here, and I guess we'll keep exploring this way. But as usual, you know, in the beginning there's a lot of the real short, quick turns. But that's nothing new. Alright, we do have enough money to recruit. So we also have some iron. We probably want to grab some extra crossbowmen right now. So they'll be here. So now we have, what, 7 here? Okay, not bad. We'll just continue attempting to explore as best we can in the snow. Alright, it is late winter, so there's 3 turns per season, so this is almost done. Okay, right. And we did get some hybrids. So now it's spring. I could see at least one here. So we got a hybrid soldier, 1 armor and a shield, so that's really not too bad. And 2 attacks. So that's a good thing to have to just kind of defend your settlements from wandering animals and such. They won't really be able to defend against much more than that. Let's see. Let's keep moving here. Want to find some other locations to get some more gold income, and eventually we're gonna have to come back here to pick up some more troops. Sacrifices, we're up to 32. So the Lesser Ritual of Mastery will give you another level 1 spell. The Ritual of Mastery will give you a level 2 spell. But again, we're not gonna worry about that just yet. Alright, so there's another Cultist of the Deep available, which is great, but we can't afford to recruit him on this turn. So that's unfortunate. Now these hills are going to cost 2 movement points, so we're going to try and go through here. Alright, here is another coastal hamlet, that's great. Alright, so that's going to increase our sacrifices by 1 and our gold by 2. Alright, so let's here. And we're going to have to go into the hills. You know what? I'm probably going to want to get some more troops before going out that way. So we'll just head back in this direction. Alright, so summer is here. And we almost have enough to recruit again. Alright, scouts are great. I would have liked to recruit some of these units, but the scout is relatively cheap, and that will help us to see stealthy units, so we definitely want that. Oh, and speaking of stealthy units, we just got ambushed here. Had we already had the scout in our army, we would have known, we would have seen them here. Okay, alright, well we'll just see what we got. We should be fine, whatever it is. Okay, so, alright. Here was the ambush. Yeah, it's just a single brigand. Not a big deal. Took care of him. And we were attacked in a coastal hamlet by some other brigands. And this is our... well, this is actually a different settlement. We have an insane fisherman here. Not as good as the hybrid soldier. He doesn't have any armor or a shield, so he's probably going to get wiped. Yep. Alright, so which was that? Oh, that was this one that we just took. Okay, well, alright. So be it. That's okay. Alright, so let's go ahead and end that turn. And, alright, so we'll go back here, and we do have enough to recruit again. So I want to get some swordsmen. Oh, we don't have enough iron? I thought we did. Oh, we're just short. We're just short. We could wait, and it's probably what we'll do. Probably just wait on that. And then what we can do instead, since we're not going to move again and we have an action point, we could get another spell here with our Lesser Ritual of Mastery, so let's do that. Alright, so that's going to be Call Warriors of the Deep. This is a larger sacrifice that tries to call on the more combat-oriented dwellers in the deep. This ritual is performed in a coastal area on a clear night when the stars are right. But even then, the cultist cannot be sure his sacrifice will appease the beings, as the warriors summoned are often very keen on killing people. And this can only be cast near water areas. But that's a decent spell to have. Again, we could use astrology to check, but we don't... Actually, we have another action point for this cultist here. But do they have astrology? I see they don't have the astrology spell. We could use some more sacrifices to see if we could get that. We could try it. Okay, so we got Call of the Deep. And this will, I think, just give us one summoned creature as opposed to multiple. But again, we're not going to use that now because we don't know if it's going to work, and we don't really have the troops to defend ourselves if it's something really, really nasty. Okay, so now let's go ahead and recruit some swordsmen. And what we'll do is transfer all of the swordsmen by double-clicking a swordsman into our army there. And we'll go ahead and get the scout. And I guess let's grab 3 more crossbows here. Okay, and we could probably, pretty sure we could grab this iron mine at this point, so that's probably what we're going to try to do here. But maybe first, because the snow is coming, we're in mid-autumn, maybe we should explore down this way first, I'm thinking. Yeah, let's try that. And over here you can see we've got 3 hybrid soldiers defending that settlement now. An insane fisherman in that one. No one there or there. Okay, that's fine. And of course, hills and mountains, so more stuff to slow us down. That's okay. Alright, so let's go into the hills. Okay, so nothing else over here. There's some tritons down here. These are not amphibious, they cannot come up on the land. So we just don't have to worry about them anytime soon. Let's go ahead and end the turn. So now it's winter. Now, because there's frozen sea here, we could technically try to get back over here. The issue is, again, winter is only 3 turns long, so this would be the first turn. That'd be the second turn, and that'd be the third. We could make it. We could make it. But do I want to do that right now? That's the question. Probably do. It is early winter, right? Yeah, let's try it. Oh, we actually have more movement than I thought there. Okay. Right. What is... They have a scout. That's interesting. And a brigand. That's obviously no problem. We're out of movement points, so we'll end the turn. Now it'll be late winter. They seemed... Yeah, they moved on. But we could still attack them and get rid of them. That's what we're going to do. And that'll be a rout. You just look at the stats. We killed them. We didn't lose anybody. No problem. Alright, I think what we'll do is come back this way. And we'll come back again. Probably take these guys out on our way back and then grab some more troops once we can afford to recruit them. Alright, we're not going to grab any of these captains. I don't really need a captain anytime soon. Yeah, we should be just fine against these guys. I'm a little worried about the Arbalest, but he can only kill so many people if he can only fire every 3 turns. So that shouldn't be too bad. Over here, we're going to grab... Probably... Probably grab some more crossbows here. So yeah, so currently this is pretty well defended. When you have crossbowmen on your walls, it's always good. So that'll be fine for now. Alright, so let's go ahead and attack these dwarves. And see what happens. Alright, a little nervous. But we should be fine. Alright, so keep it a little slow here. Oh, we just, we hit him with Starlight, it looks like, but he still got a shot off. That was Strange Him. Oh yeah, no problem, no problem. So, yeah, we just hit the commander with several spells there. And he is dead. Cool. We did lose 1 swordsman, though. I don't like that. Swordsmen are kind of expensive early on, so I don't like that, but that's fine. That's okay. Alright. So now we have that iron mine. We're getting some more iron. I think we have 2 trade. I should be using that. So let's... The problem is we don't have a lot of gold, but I can afford 2 gold a turn to get some more iron, so that's fine. And We'll grab this extra scout because he's cheap, and that way we'll have him ready for a second army whenever we make one. Alright, we'll come back here. Now what do we have here? Some soulless showed up. Not sure where they came from. So let's see. They're slow, amphibian, clumsy, lifeless, and mindless. So our spells are maybe not going to do a single thing against these guys, but we have enough melee troops and ranged troops that shouldn't be a problem. They may try to take one of my settlements, and I can't get to them on this turn, but we can get close. We were attacked. We were attacked here where we have an insane fisherman, a hybrid fisherman, and a hybrid soldier. See how they do. Yeah, okay, so we didn't even lose anyone. That's good. That's good. Okay, so we're gonna need... We might... You know what we might try? Let's get here, so let's use our special power. Let's use astrology. Okay, so the constellations are somewhat volatile, and it's hard to say if they're favorable or not, so that does not help us. Summonings would be powerful, and if we were trying to summon from the deep sea, it would be very good right now. But again, we don't really know if it's going to work in our favor. And then this is important. This reading will be accurate for 3 more turns. So again, we could try to summon something, and I'm sure we could kill it if it doesn't turn to our side. But we might just try. We might just try it. Like, we could call... Now, Warriors of the Deep is risky because there will be multiple ones. We could use this spell and just do Call of the Deep, because I'm pretty sure that's just a single creature. Let's try this. Let's just try this, and hopefully we'll get it. Okay, so yes, we got them. They turned red. You got that second sound, so we got them. So that is cool. So if we go over here, we got Deep Ones. Deep Ones, they're not very impressive. They don't have armor. They only do 1 to 3 damage, but they're resistant to poison, which is kind of helpful. But yeah, but that's really that's nothing impressive. We could do it again, or we could be a little more. We could be a little. I want to say a little more brave, but it could be stupid. We could try Warriors. Let's try it. Okay, so we summoned a Kraken, but we failed to control it. So that's not a big deal. So we're gonna have to fight it, but I'm pretty sure we can handle the Kraken. The thing about the Kraken is, they can climb walls, but I think when the summoning fails in the town, for whatever reason, you have to fight them outside the town, which I did not remember. So that doesn't really matter. Okay. Hopefully we don't lose anybody. Archer's doing a great job. Our crossbows, yeah, no problem. Okay. No big deal. And we still... Okay, we'll be able to recruit again on the next turn, then we can get moving again. You can always check your astrology status up here. You still have 2 more turns of these conditions. What is that? Oh, it's a sea dragon. I don't even think I've seen one of these before. 3 armor, that's not good. 146 hit points, my goodness. But he has to stay in the water. Giant sized, causes fear, acute senses. What does the tail sweep do? Oh, it stuns. I don't think I've ever seen one of those before. Okay. Let's see. We still have some sacrifices here, a decent amount. Let's see. For our main guy, let's just learn another. Let's try to learn another level 1 spell here. Alright, so we got Call of the Deep on this guy now. And on this cultist, no, we can't afford to level him up, but we can do another lesser ritual. So we got Ceremony in the Deep, but again, that would have to occur in the deep waters. Let's see. Okay. Now this is interesting. I didn't know this. The influence of the stars is much lessened, and the danger of misreading the stars is minimized. Interesting. I did not know that was how that spell worked. Okay, let's end our turn. Alright, so we're going to grab some more swordsmen here, I think. And then what we'll do add them to the army. We'll take, we already have a scout, we'll take a couple more crossbows. And that should be good for now, and then we'll go out and explore and hopefully find another citadel, meaning a place where we can recruit, because we only have this one right now, and this crown tells you that it's a citadel. I wonder if we could probably take these rats, but again, I don't know that it's necessary. They only have 8 hit points. I think we can do this. I don't know for sure, but I think it might be possible to find some kind of loot, some kind of magic item in a graveyard, but I could be wrong about that. But let's do this. I'm hoping that our spells and our crossbows will take care of them before they even get to us. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. So they have rats with them, and the rats have stealth. But we have oh, I think I had to look at them again when we were right next to them in order to use our scout's ability. Because there's the scout right there. I'm pretty sure we had to be right next to them. Okay, so here's the deal. The rats, they don't do poison damage or anything like that. They only have 2 hit points. The only issue is that they're tiny, which means that if it's a non-area attack, you have basically a 50% chance of hitting or missing. So I don't like this, but we're not going to lose, but it's going to be ugly. All right, here we go. Let's speed it up. All right, so yeah, no one got poisoned by the rats, and our spells took care of everything else, and we didn't lose anyone. So okay, that worked out. We didn't find anything in here, but that's fine. That's okay. But it won't spawn any more creatures, any more monsters, as long as we have it under our control. Now again, so this thing is getting awfully close, but it's aquatic. It's not amphibious, so it cannot come up on the land, so we don't have to worry about it. And let's go here. Let's go ahead and end our turn. Yeah, we really, really, really need more gold. We need more settlements. Cultists of the Deep for 50. Unfortunately, again, we cannot afford to recruit them, but that would be fantastic. Yeah, that would be great just to have another cultist. But that's okay. So we're gonna... I think our army is... it's fairly decent right now. But I don't know, actually. I'm not too sure. So here's what we're gonna do. Let's check the stars. The current constellations are impossible to interpret, so we don't know anything for 1 month. Let's go back here, and let's end the turn. Let's try it one more time. I'd really like to get some decent summoned creatures here. Is what I would like. Alright, once again, hard to say if they're favorable or not, and the summonings could be powerful or weak, we just don't know, and that'll last for 4 months. That does not help us. It doesn't, but it should be fine. So I think we should wait here just to get a few more troops, because I don't feel confident right now as we move out and explore. There's another Cultist of the Deep, but we cannot afford them. We got 3 more months on this astrology reading, so let's go ahead and end that turn. Alright, and we're still just short of being able to recruit another fighting unit as opposed to that captain or that commander. Yeah, we'll wait one more turn. Okay, so now we've got the money. I think what we'll do is... we have plenty of crossbows. I think we'll grab... we could afford some heavy infantry. But the problem is they're slow. They have 2 armor and a large shield, which is just great. But if I wanted to be marching around exploring, they're not the best troops to take with me because they're going to slow us down. So instead, I'm going to get some more swordsmen here. And we'll grab those guys. And then we will move out. Alright. Down here, and eventually we'll cross these hills and see what we got over here. We're actually not in the worst position here. Because unless enemies have ships, they're really not going to be able to get to us anytime soon. Again, another Cultist of the Deep that we cannot afford, sadly. Alright, into the hills we go. That's going to slow us down. And more hills, of course. But we did come out the other side there. And what do we have here? We have oh, nice. We got hybrid spearman, hybrid fisherman, hybrid soldier, and an insane fisherman there. Ooh. Alright, so this is where we'll go ahead and wrap up this episode. Thank you, as always, for hanging out. I appreciate that very much. Please hit like and subscribe if you would like to. And I will see you all next time.